War versus Rock Against Racism. This happened in Central Park in New York City, in a structure called Naumberg Acoustic, in front of an open area called Sheep Meadow, a designated place to passive recreation like walking or reading, like a residential area not far from there. This area has a controlled volume regulation from recreation events. Rock Against Racism respondent in this case is an unincorporated association which, in its own words, is dedicated to sponsor and promotion of anti-racist views each year from 1979 through 1986. ARER has sponsored a program of speeches and rock music. Legal issue. Does the New York Ordinance that imposes new requirements for social events violate the First Amendment? Rock Against Racism, furnishing its own sound equipment and technicians, has sponsored yearly programs of rock music at Nuremberg acoustic benches in the New York City Central Parks. The city received numerous complaints about excessive noise at ARER concerts. Rejecting various other solutions to the excessive noise and inadequate amplification problems, the city adopted a use guideline for the band shell, which specified that the city would furnish high-quality sound equipment and retain an independent, experienced sound technician for all performance. After the city implemented this guideline, ARER amended a pre-existing district court complaint against the city seek the mesh, and a declaratory judgment striking down to the guideline as facially invalid under the First Amendment. After the concert, responded amended its complaint to seek the mesh and a declaratory judgment striking down the guideline as fact invalid. After hearing 5 days of testimony about various aspects of the guidelines, the district court issued its decision upholding the sound amplification guideline. After declaring that content, natural time, place, and manner regulation are permissible so long as they are narrowly tolerated to serve a substantial government interest and do not unreasonably limit alternative avenues of expression. The court added the proviso that the method and extent of such regulation must be reasonable, that is, it must be the last instructive upon the freedom of expression as is reasonably necessary to achieve a legitimate purpose of the regulation. The court said, in the case before us the performance apparently consisted of remarks by speakers as well as rock music, but the case has been presented as one in which the constitutional change into the city's regulation of the music aspect of the concert, and, based on the principle we have stated, the city's guideline must meet the demand of the First Amendment. The Constitution prohibits any like attempt in our own legal order. Music as a form of expression and communication is protected under the First Amendment. The district court found, however, that pursuant to the city policy, the city's sound technical gives to the sponsor autonomy with respect to the sound mix and does all that he can to accommodate the sponsor desires. In those regards, the court squarely rejected respondents' claim that the city's technical is not able properly to implement the sponsor's instructions as the sound quality or mix, finding that no evidence to that effect was offered at trial. As noted, the evidence is to the contrary. Accordingly, it is valid under the First Amendment as a reasonable regulation of the place and manner of expression.